Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Gail and this is Real Life and Keto. I already tried to start this once and got long-winded and distracted and rambled and forget it. So anyway, today is day 3 of my 3-day egg/fat fast, and it's been more of a fat fast than anything else. Today was not as good a day as I would have hoped, but it wasn't a bad day. I kept my calories under 1200 but my carbs were at about 10. So 10 total carbs minus, I think I had one fiber maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but so it was more carbs than I wanted, but I did set at the beginning that I wanted at least 10 or less. So I didn't do bad there, and my protein was at 25%, so it was relatively high compared to normal, and my fat was 71%. So it wasn't a super high fat day. As far as keto goes, it was pretty much a spot on keto day, and I drank over a gallon of water. I drank almost a full gallon of water at work alone, and that doesn't include the quart I drank before work and the quart I'm finishing here tonight. So I had a good 18 cups of water. So yeah, it's water-wise, I just chugged it like crazy. So it's been a good day that way. It's a very long day. I did not sleep well last night because when I got home from work yesterday, while I was making my husband's birthday cake, I was drinking a cup of coffee, which affected me as far as trying to go to sleep. I couldn't shut my brain off. I tossed and turned. I just, and I wasn't thinking about anything in particular other than I just couldn't go to sleep. And I didn't sleep well. So I'm tired today. I'm definitely tired. Didn't have a problem with appetite really, because I had bouillon with me at work in case I felt hungry or needed a little extra something, and I didn't have it. Like, I had my keto coffee this morning. I didn't take a picture of that. I did not use my red palm oil in it this morning. It's an acquired taste. It's got a different taste, and I wasn't in the mood for it today. So I added a little extra heavy whipping cream to up the fat in my coffee and just enjoyed my coffee this morning. I think it would be okay with vegetables because it has kind of a green taste to it. But normally when I make vegetables, I'm making them for both myself and my husband, and his palate is a little more sensitive than mine. He can taste things that I don't pick up on, so I don't want to use something that he wouldn't like the taste of. And it definitely has more of a particular taste. I've had quite a few people. My sister tasted it, my best friend tasted it, and they're both like, "Whoa," So yeah, it's definitely, it takes. And the second kind that I bought was actually milder than the first one I bought. The first one I bought was more kind of lard-like. It was really tastes like grass clippings. It was not pleasant, but I drank it because I put it in my coffee because it was good for me. So anyway, I'm tired, so I'm rambling very much so. So anyway, today wasn't a bad day. It was a very late day for finishing because when I work in the outer office, then I have to still drive to the main office and drop off paperwork. And then I went to the grocery store, pharmacy, to pick up scripts for my parents and get them a couple of things, and then stopped and dropped that off and talked to my folks for a little bit. And so it was after 6 before I even got home, so it was like 7 o'clock by the time we sat down to Sloppy Joe's for dinner. And there was, I used tomato paste instead of ketchup, and because it's lower carb and there's no added sugar in the tomato paste. And I kind of make my own ketchup-y flavor, and it just stretches better. Tomato paste just works better. I add in, different spices and stuff to kind of bring it to a more ketchup flavor. I use like dried mustard and a little bit of ginger and, just everything in the kitchen sink to make it taste good. And my husband thought it tasted really good. So I had, that's where a lot of my protein came in, because I had like 8 ounces of that. I measured it out, 8 ounces of ground beef. Well, and I think about it now, and it's like, well, there was some sauce on there, but the whole thing I divided with my husband, and I had half of the hamburger, and it was 8 ounces of ground beef with the sauce, and I only used 2 tablespoons of the tomato paste in it, and so 1 tablespoon of the tomato paste was some of the carbs that was in my Fitness Pal. But I think overall it wasn't a bad day. It just wasn't a high fat day. I mean, it was 70%, which by most people's standards is still high fat. So, yeah, I'm super excited to see tomorrow's scales. I did not weigh this morning. I was very good. I was a good girl. Didn't weigh myself. So, but I did do some measurements, and I was excited to see. I thought, well, I'm not going to weigh myself, but I'll do my measurements. So I measured stuff I hadn't measured in a while, like my arm and the saggy baggy shirt. But it's like I've lost almost 4 inches off of my arm, and I've lost 4 inches off of my hips, and I've lost. My waist started out at 42. And this morning it was 33.75 inches. So, yeah, if I was 34, that's 8 inches. So it's just a little over 8 inches. So I'm super excited about that. And you know, and I mentioned it to my husband this morning. He goes, oh yeah, I can definitely tell. It's like your arm's half the size it was, which is not literally right, but, you know, and your legs are half their size, and I'm like, you know, it's hard when you're in your own body and you see yourself every day to really, to see it. So pictures and measurements and stuff like that are really a good way to do things, other than the scales. The scales is okay, but quite often you'll lose inches when you're not losing pounds. So it's really good to use them together and really go by how your clothes fit and how you're feeling. That's really a big thing. So I think the only reason I feel tired today is just because I didn't sleep well last night. But I do plan on trying to get this uploaded fairly quickly so that I can go to bed at a reasonable hour and get a good night's sleep and get on the scales and see what that looks like. And I will record that in the morning. I'll show you what everything. Hello, Maggie. I'll show you what, guys, go lay down. They were fighting earlier. Go lay down. Go. Go on. And I'll try to record that in the morning. So, yeah. How'd everybody else do? I really want to know. How'd you do? How'd you feel? And what do you think of this after doing this 3-day egg/fat fast? I do agree with Brindis that it does help you kind of focus. It kind of helps you maybe snap out of a few bad habits or recognize some things that you were doing that you didn't necessarily have to do, or that you might want to limit doing on your everyday daily basis. So yeah, I'd really like to hear everybody else's input on this. I think that that it's a good learning curve for all of us, and it's an experiment and it's an experience. And would you do it again? There's the other question. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Keto on.